In this video, we are going to add a concrete slab on a metal deck to the structural steel frame that we have built here. It's going to go on level 2. On level 1, we're going to have a slightly different assembly. It's going to be a metal deck with rigid insulation on top. But for level 2, which would be a walking surface, we want something more durable, so it will be concrete on top of metal deck. This detail is similar to what we'll be drawing. What you're looking at here is a steel girder or beam and another one. These are both wide flanges that are framing in together with the metal deck sitting on top. Okay. On the left here, we have like a curtain wall assembly. So basically windows and spandrel panels that cover the floor section here. So the detail we have is going to be slightly different because we have those K-series joists that are sitting on top of the beam. This is a little closer to what we have. We have these K-series joists that come and sit on top of the girders. And then on top of it, we have a metal deck and concrete. In our case, we won't have our cavity wall here for this assembly. So it's a little bit of a combination of this detail and the one we were just looking at. So back in your Revit file, as I mentioned, this assembly is going to go on level 2. So I'm going to click on level 2. Okay, it's going to go on top of here. And there's a couple things that we need to do before we start to place the floor. Okay. If you scroll down to the family section, you're going to see a category called profiles. You can expand that section, and in there you'll find a form deck non-composite. So we're going to double click on that. And one of the changes that we're going to make is instead of using a 2-inch metal deck, we're going to use a 1.5-inch deck. So I'm going to duplicate that type, and I'm going to rename this one 1.5 by 6 and say OK. This is a continuation of the video on putting together the composite deck. So it's a metal deck with a concrete slab on top. So you'll notice that I'm missing some things that you may have in your file. But in this phase, we're going to pick up where I left off, where you were defining the dimensions of the deck. The height here is what we want to change from 2 to 1.5, and then OK. All right, now we're ready to put the metal deck onto level 2. I'm going to go to level 2 and I'll zoom in to the steel structure. And now I'm ready to place the deck, but I need to make a couple of changes to an existing family. So one thing you'll notice is that when I click on these K-series joists, they're -4 inches below level 2. We're going to fill that area with our deck and our concrete slab. I'm going to make a copy of the family. So architecture, upcoming floor, let's go to structural floor, look for one called 3 inches of lightweight concrete on 2-inch metal deck. We're going to edit the type. We are going to duplicate the type. And I'm going to have 2.5 inches of lightweight concrete on 1.5 inches of metal deck. Say OK. That will be let's actually get rid of that 2 at the end. We don't need that. Okay. And I'm going to edit the thicknesses. The total is going to be 4 inches. Say OK. And OK. So now I'm ready to place my floor boundary. So I'll use the rectangle tool and I'm going to snap to start with the corner of my column, and I'll come to the other side and do the same. Okay. And I think actually that will work fine for what we need in terms of the detail. It will stick a little bit past the beam. So I'll click on the check mark. When I zoom in at my section, I can see I've got the deck there sitting on top of that K-series joist. That's it. That is it for the middle deck and concrete slab.